We've had conversations now over the past couple of months, and today feels like a real turning point in the war between Israel and Hamas. Israel announced that Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas and the mastermind behind October 7th, has been killed in Gaza due to an Israeli airstrike on Thursday. What's your reaction?
Well, look, it's obviously good news for the Israelis. This was the man who orchestrated and planned and executed the 10/7 attacks. In other words, this is a man who's got the blood of 1,200 Israelis who were killed on that day, 245 hostages, as well as another 300 or so Israeli soldiers that have been killed on the battlefields of Gaza. So there is, I think, a sense of justice served on the part of Israelis. They're celebrating on the streets of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem tonight. But I think we need to be realistic here about a few things. Number one is, Hamas does look like it is defeated. There's very few of their leaders left that I could even recognize. And I'm someone that has studied Hamas over the course of 25, 30 years. There's only a handful of folks left in that org chart that I would even be able to, pick out of a lineup. And I think that's obviously the good news. Then there's the reality that begins to set in, which is that Israel's fighting a war on 6 other fronts, right? They're still fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're fighting a bunch of different terrorist groups in the West Bank. They've got Shiite militias that are lobbing missiles and rockets and drones at them from Iraq and Syria. They've got the Houthis firing missiles and drones at them from Yemen. And then there's the Iranian regime itself. I think the question that we all have to be asking ourselves right now is whether this moment, this very dramatic moment in the Middle East, can begin to convince the Islamic Republic of Iran that this war that it's fighting is futile. In other words, we've seen Israel now completely pick apart Hamas, and today I think was the kind of the final death knell to Hamas. They've been doing a pretty good job of destroying Hezbollah in Lebanon. That fighting's still ongoing, but I would say the leadership there has been eviscerated as well. The Israelis have carried a number of decapitation strikes. The question is now, does the regime in Iran begin to doubt the wisdom of its strategy, or does it press forward? These are the sorts of questions that we're asking ourselves right now.
I definitely